All right, how we doing this afternoon, right? It's Tuesday, and man, what a great day! It's been good. It was early, raining a little this morning, but it's been so good right now. And man, I'm excited about journeying with you guys. I don't know who all is going to be popping on here and what's going to be happening, but I do am looking forward to talking about our life. Right? I spend my mornings doing a daily dose. Be refreshed, and we just work ourselves through the scriptures. But I want in the afternoon, and we won't do it every afternoon. We will this week, I think, maybe. But I want us to journey together in getting a dose of Be Refreshed, but in Life Edition. And the question that I left you with yesterday, or we talked about and said we're going to ask this question almost daily, is how can I let it get better, right? That's a great question to ask in any arena of life, right? When things are bad, there's a relationship and you feel kind of stressed, you simply ask yourself, how can I let this get better, right? When we ask that question, it rearranges the whole framework. When we don't ask that question, we start kind of pointing fingers and justifying ourselves and all of that. But when we just say, how can I let it get better? It all of a sudden it opens up opportunity to go, well, I'm right, but I don't have to be right in this relationship. I mean, I don't have to prove that. I can just let it go, right? We let it get better that way. There's so many different ways in which we can do that, and so that's kind of where we're journeying right now, and just looking at how can we let life get better. But I also told you that Tammy and I are partnering with the ULA guys, who have put together an app based on a course that they've had for probably 10 years, and traveled the country and have amassed about 1 million followers. So they've taken their book and turned it into an app, and it's a lifestyle framework. It's one of the most amazing apps that you could kind of carry around, because it's for you, right? It's designed by you, and so we're beta testing it right now. It'll be available to you guys in the 1st of July, but that's not the point. The point is, I'm enjoying the journey so much. I thought I just want to invite everybody to kind of share it with us. So what I'm going to do is kind of bring you into that and into what's going on. So the app helps you in 3 different areas. It helps you find out where you are, right? And that's important to know where we are, right? Kind of like your GPS. If your GPS, you don't give it the opportunity to locate you, then it can't tell you how to get where you want to go. So it's important that we are honest with ourselves about who we are in those 7 areas. And then once we get that framework and we go, okay, that's a pretty good assessment of where I am. Then we want to say, okay, well, what's next is, well, where do I want to be, right? I mean, what do I need to work on? How do I grow myself? That's the whole point of life, is to grow, right? I mean, when we stop growing, when we start hoping, when we start dreaming, life begins to diminish as we go along. And so it's important that we do that. And then it's like, okay, so once I then know where I want to go, what are the little steps daily that need to happen to get there? That's basically what the app does. And so you input information into it by answering a series of questions. And then you tell it where you would like to improve in those areas. And then it will generate some questions and some steps for you to choose, and you'll step them. It'll just hold you accountable. It's a really brilliant kind of a concept. So enough of that. That's how it works, and that's what we're doing. So just to let you know, kind of full disclosure of what's going on, that's what we're doing. So we've been working with this app. Now, it covers 7 basic areas. And really, when I first heard about this app, I thought, well, those are the 7 areas that I'm always helping people walk through life with. It's just as a pastor, as a friend, as a life coach, as an author, speaker. Those are the kind of things that we talk about. Those are in my wheelhouse. And so the 7 areas are the area of faith, family, and friends, right? That's kind of the first 3, right? Faith, family, and friends, right? We all, as our faith grows, everything else is kind of carried along with it, right? Our family is crucial, and we just want to have a good family, a better family. We want that to be a dynamic that's helpful in our life. We want a good network of friends, right? I mean, we want that. Then the next ones are your field and your finances. So those areas, my field is where I work or where my passion is. Some of us aren't working where our passion is, and maybe part of what you want to do is to grow in that field area is to get where your passion is, figure out how to get paid for doing what you love to do. And so you kind of analyze yourself in that. And then finance is the other. because money is what makes the world go round in that sense, just living life. You have to have it to buy food and all those things. And so we talk about that. And then last two is the area of fun. And just making sure that we have fun and that we stay healthy, right? Fitness. And so those are the 7 areas today. And I'm trying to do this rather quickly today. I don't want to keep it long and all of that. We're going to look at the one concept. We're going to begin. We'll look at 3 days. So we'll look at it today, tomorrow, and Thursday. The concept of fitness. Now, so yesterday I asked you to think about one area in those 7 that you go, I'm pretty good at that. We can usually identify that and feel fairly comfortable about, hey, that one, I think I'm pretty good at that one. And then there's one of them you go, I could use some work in that one. It's important to find those parameters. So if you've done that, and if you haven't, then you can do it later. But if you have, great. That helps you. Now, today we're going to talk about fitness, and we're going to talk about starting with where we are, right? So let's talk about the area of fitness. Now, fitness isn't just my health, workout and all of those things. There's not just my physical fitness that we're talking about. There's 3 components to that, body, soul, spirit, but we can frame them because the spirit side really helps us in that area of faith, and so we'll talk about that later. We're going to just look at 3 areas, really. My mental health, my emotional health, and then my physical health. Now, that's just not your outer look either. It's an internal health, right? My physical health has to do with what I eat, how my body's working, where it's deficient, all of those things. And so what we want to do today is just kind of take a look, not at all 3. I really want us just to look at one. And let's just start with the area of mental health, right? Now, that doesn't mean, okay, you're all psycho, right? It doesn't mean that. Mental health simply means what's my mindset like? Mindset is really everything when you think about it. In fact, Solomon, the writer of the Proverbs, says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So everything is lived between the ears, really, so to speak. It's about how we think and how we see life, because how we think, and this is a truism in all of counseling, but how we think will dictate our attitude of our heart, right? So what I think affects the attitude of my heart, and that's kind of like the windshield through which we see life, and so it's shaded depending on what I think, and then those attitudes will ultimately cause a behavior to flow from that. And so if you don't like your children's behavior, then you can try and discipline and spank and all that. I'm not. That's not about this right now. Although I do parent coaching, it's really more about helping them change their mindset. If you don't like the behavior in your kid, it's because their mindset is wrong. And so if you can work on the mindset, you'll change the attitude, and then you'll change behavior. So what we're doing today is just kind of looking through some issues and see, okay, so where are we, right? Where are you mentally in that sense? So let's kind of break that down in some areas where we can talk about. How absorbed are you with you, right? There's that pride aspect of things, and pride is there's some good elements of pride, right? You should take pride in your work and those kind of things. But then there's the pride of life where we want life to be about us, and with that mindset, you're gonna be limited in your mental health. If life has to revolve around you, you're going to struggle in relationships, and you're going to struggle with your family, and you're going to struggle potentially with your field, a boss, and those kind of things. And so what we want to do is just kind of begin to and real quickly, I'm just going to kind of wander through a few things. So let's talk about a couple of things, a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. So where are you in that deal? A fixed mindset says, well, I'm just not good at that, or I'm just not smart in math, or I'm not. When you say that, you have determined already before you even get anywhere that that's where you are. So that's not a healthy mental state to be. A growth mindset says, well, I don't really know anything about math, but I'm open to learning. And so a mindset plays all the difference in the world, right? Andy Andrews wrote a book called The Noticer, and in it, he tells a story of one day he was homeless. I mean, he wasn't one day homeless. He was homeless, living under a bridge. And a man named Jones came in, started chatting with him, was trying to help his framework, his mindset. So on one of these days, Jones brought some Vienna sausage and some sardines, and sat down to eat. So he opens them up and says, "Hey, let's have a meal." And Andy's just moaning and groaning about life. And he said, "Well, Andy, tell me what are we doing right now, though?" He said, "Well, man, we're sitting under a bridge, eating Oscar Mayer wieners and some sardines." And he said, "Well, see, now that's your problem." He said, "Because that is true. That is where we are. But perspective and mindset could say that we're sitting by the beach, an ocean view, eating surf and turf, right? I mean, it's just that simple. And so it's important that you kind of think about that mental health. If we make life about us, humility is a crucial piece. We're told in the scriptures that we should regard others as more important than ourselves. Now, at first blush, that seems kind of weird in so many levels. But it's not saying that you should see yourself as not as good as other people. That has nothing to do with that. It's that the focus isn't going to be on you. You're going to be giving. You're going to show up filled up in life because your mindset is right. And so you're going to be ready. You're going to show up, and it's going to be about the other person. And so as we do that, life begins to get a little better. I show up. That makes me an attractional person. That means people like to be with me. Let me ask you a question. You've been around people and you've listened. You go, "Man, I really like that guy. I really like that girl." And when you start analyzing and looking at it, you know what a lot of it is? They weren't so obsessed with themselves that they didn't want to know what was going on in your life. And so when we talk about mental health, that's a lot of I think how we ought to begin to evaluate where are we in our mental game, what we know, right? I mean, if we're not, they say readers are leaders. If you and I aren't growing in the area of our mind and we're not stimulating it, we're not seeing new things. If we've already got everything figured out and everybody else is wrong, you're never going to excel in life. You're never going to find that balance that you want because you're already at an arrogant level, even though you may know a lot more than other people. And so anyway, I don't want to keep you long in this area. I just want to kind of have that conversation and get you thinking about your mental state. So where are you, right, in your mental state, mental health? Where are you? Are you, do you have some driving principles about you? That's how life is lived, on principles, right? If I take care of others, God takes care of me. That's a principle that I live by. I have a lot of things to worry about. I mean, to think about. I got nothing to worry about. Why? Because God is sovereign. That's a principle that I live. The choices that I make today will be the realities I live with tomorrow, so I should choose wisely. So I ask myself, is this the wisest thing to do before I do something that potentially could create issues? These are the kind of things, those principles. So where are you in life? I'm going to let you go now. I just wanted you to think about that and just kind of just meander. Let your mind just kind of wander through. Give yourself, just kind of rate yourself and go, on a scale of 1 to 10, mental, based on what I think right now, this is where I'm going to give myself a 4 or an 8 or whatever. You do that, meet me back here tomorrow, and we're going to look at some emotional health, all right? So until then, man, you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.